road there like that. That's up here. Okay, so just as I've just been showing you there, whatever you do, if you can't avoid it, don't drive in this weather. I mean, it's literally, it's dangerous. So people have been asking me, how do you brake? Or they'll say, I've got ABS, that's anti-locking braking system. Now the anti-locking braking system will probably keep your wheels from locking, but it won't stop you from sliding. And that's the problem when you're in ice. It'll slide all over the place and you don't want to slide into somebody else's car. So my advice was, do not go out in it unless you really have to. I mean, the main roads generally get gritted, but these are the side roads and they're always the same. So to give you the tip how to, if you're going to have to go out and you're going to have to brake, I'm going to do this with my own pupils, and I find nearly like everyone gets this because I give them an image. So you'll get people, instructors saying, well, you just need to just touch it lightly, you know, you need to like, don't brake harshly. Well, the best way to overcome that is to give yourself an image, something to work on. Like for example, what I say to my pupils is, imagine the brake. Don't forget, when you're driving a car, everything in the car apart from the brake is a psychomotor skill, so it's a physical thing. The brake is a sensory motor skill, so it's totally different to when you're using the gas and the clutch. Just a slight difference between the gas and the brake. But anyway, so what I would advise you to do is get an image of a tomato in your head when you're putting your foot on the brake, and say to yourself, squeeze it, don't squash it. And so, what do I mean by that? Well, obviously, if you squash it, which you will have to do, by the way, if somebody runs out in front of you, a child or something, or there's something there that's braked heavily in front of them, then you squash it then. Yeah, but ideally you want to check your mirrors first before you do that. So yeah, so it works. Every pupil I've had when I've been using this little, it's an old one. Remember how you use your foot brake, especially in this weather. You want to be thinking of a tomato. Squeeze it. This is your foot, so you squeeze it, don't squash. Squeeze, don't squash, and you'll find, and that hopefully you won't have any problems with that. But you know, they talk about the ABS. You know, a well-calibrated human being is better than the ABS, because if you think about it, if it's too dangerous to go out and drive, don't go. If you do have to go out, then obviously be careful, because there is dangers out there. I mean, yesterday I just ran off, not here, around the corner here. I put the back end go. I mean, I was only going slow, but it was just ice. So you have to be careful. So remember, you want to stop safely in the snow, or just safely anyway. I mean, this is a tip for anyone who's learning to drive. You might be having problems with the brake, and as I say, I've taught this to, I've lost count how many people. I've never had anyone that didn't get it, because sometimes you look at, what do you mean? If you get that image, the tomato, and say, squeeze the tomato, don't squash it. But if it is an emergency, which that's when you squash it. So that would be when like a child went up in front of you, or you had to brake someone who just stopped in front of you, or drove across. You know what it's like, they just pull out in front of you, and then obviously you would squash it then. So the only apart from that, especially in the snow, use the image of a tomato in your head and say to yourself, squeeze it. So in other words, this is the pressure that you're putting on here. You squeeze, don't squash. If you squash it, the chances are you brake too hard. But as I say, I'm not going to make this clear. If it is an emergency, you squash that brake. In other words, you brake hard. So anyway, I hope that helps. As I say, I've just shown you when I first started the video, the road here is like, I mean, I'm not going anywhere. I've cancelled lessons. I've just come out to do a video just to let you know, because it doesn't look like this is moving anytime soon. He did say early hours Monday morning the temperature might change, but if you look around the world at the moment, the temperature, I mean, I've never known where they are in Liverpool here, that this snow will last for as long as the ice and snow has lasted for nearly, well, it will be a week coming up. Saturday night, I think it started early hours Sunday morning, so it's now Saturday morning about 10:30, 11, and we've still got this ice. So what you want to do, if you have to go to work, obviously be careful. You can't rely on local transport because they usually get cancelled. That gives you an idea. So anyway, so I just thought I'd let you know, if you want to brake, even if you're not in the snow, you want to brake safely, you need to squeeze the pedal, the foot brake. Remember, the foot brake is the only sensory motor skill you got to deal with. In other words, you got to feel it. Basically, you're feeling the brake. So anyway, I hope that helps. I shall see you. Got my neighbours here coming past. I shall see you in the next video, and it's a bye from me.